Slowly. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in Rust, and we're talking about I'm not sure what this update's going to be called yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be called the Elevator Update. This is the live branch update that's coming for October 2020. Now, I know this is for PC in the immediate future, but still, I know a lot of us are still waiting for the Rust console beta for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and who knows, possibly for the Series X and the PS5, just saying. It still has to be soon, according to the developers. I mean, we're still sitting here waiting for official word, but until they say otherwise, I still say it's on. Like, the beta is still creeping. So this pertains to everybody. So these changes will pertain to PC players, but it'll pertain to us soon enough. Now, whether or not these changes are in the beta, I don't know. But since Gary has always said this game, he wants this to be a full port, I can... Until he says otherwise, I can guarantee this will be in the full release. So, pay attention. This is, basically if you're into Rust, you're going to be playing Rust. This pertains to you. So let's check it out. Now, we're going to do a full rundown of this when this actually does release in, like, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. But I thought this was cool enough. I wanted you guys to see this now. So here we go. Elevators. Can you believe this? It's crazy. Okay, so I've been playing around with this a little bit, and there's a couple things I noticed, and again, we'll do a full rundown. We're going to go ahead and land over here real quick. I just want to the point of the console players coming in, I'm seeing little subtle changes here and there, right? Because we've been playing this for a very long time, but check this out. I thought this was interesting. Ready? So normally you have an action button, and you hold down the action button to pick things up, but look at this. Now we just have a long hold. There's no longer a contextual menu. That is very conducive for, I don't know, a controller, PS4, Xbox One, just saying. That's a nice little subtle change. Same with doors. Let me go ahead and do this over here and show you what I'm talking about. If you pull them off here, see how that contextual menu popped up? Before, we'd have to hold the action button here, but look, now there's no contextual menu. It just goes to straight pickup, which is kind of awesome. So, again, little subtle changes here and there. And again, back in the day, when we saw our original player go from the pixelated thing to actually having underwear, it was also a strong indicator that we were still in, console was still in development back in the day. But anyways, okay, let's get to why we're here. Yes. Check this out. Now, this threw me for a loop when I first had it in. Because if you read the text here, it says, a powered elevator, place another above or below this to connect it, requires power. I, like a dummy, okay, so I placed something here, then went all the way to the top, and then couldn't figure out why they weren't connected. Well, this may seem simple, and this is probably obvious to everybody else, but you have to stack them on top of each other like building blocks. Then it works. But let me just show you what this looks like. By the way, you can pick these up. Thought that was kind of interesting. Again, with the long hold, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Here, let's just go in from the top, and let me show you. I've got a little example set up. And again, I won't make this terribly long. I was fascinated by this elevator stuff, and I always love building in this game. And yeah, I know a lot of builders out there, future and current, will be interested in this. Now, we can still get shot, so I have to be careful. Oh boy. Let me see if I can... Alright, I guess that's good enough. Alright, so check it out. It does take power, and I want to say... Do I have my electrical tool here? I want to say it takes... Oh, it doesn't take 40. It doesn't need that much. It says 1, but I know these definition boxes are always a little goofy. Okay, so once you stack them on top of each other... Oh, they just added the noise. They literally just added the noise. That's crazy. Oops. And then we hit the action button here to go down. They, like, literally before we just shot this, they must have just done a patch. That's how fast they are with this stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know the wait hurts for the console players, but when this comes out, it's going to be so worth it. It's just going to be so good. But, okay, so you can see right here we have the frame, and you basically just keep stacking these bad boys on top of each other, and you have the access to the elevator. Now, the power module, where you plug into, it goes all the way at the top. You see it at the very, very top. And once that's plugged in, you could do things like recall the elevator. And you know what? I think I did this backwards. You don't have to plug this in, but if you look here, let me switch to the electrical tool. You can see here it says call elevator button. How cool is that? We can use that to have it skip floors. And if you're really into the electronics, the electricity set up in this game, which is phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of it. You see me doing it all the time on live streams. You can set up a system where you can either have an automatic switch using the Rust Plus application, haha, or you can have the call elevator button work in the same fashion where you have it skip all the floors. Because if you look now, it goes up like this. And I'm sorry if this is scatterbrained, but see how it goes up each individual floor? Just saying, you can maybe put some traps there to stop people from coming up. But if it's stuck up here, let me see if I can actually fall down and not get murked. You can see here, it skips all the floors when you call the elevator. Yeah. So again, what I was saying is you could set up a switch that shares this button to have it just go from bottom floor to top floor, but maybe that's a bit more advanced. But I love building, so I thought I'd share it. Super excited for it. Okay, let's get into what this costs. It is a bit on the pricey side. All right, so to research this, it takes 125 scrap. Okay, now to construct this, and remember it's for each floor, so if we're going left to right, 125 on the old research bench. If you look here, to craft this, it takes a workbench 2, takes 5 high quality, unless that changed, let me just double check. Okay, good. I mean, they just added the noise, so I had to just make sure. And again, these things can definitely still change. There'll be balancing happening. Anyways, workbench 2, you have to be in a workbench 2 or higher. 5 high quality, 300 metal fragments, and 3 gears. Now remember, you can research gears, and you can craft them at a level 3, which basically gears, and you've heard me say this on live stream before, this equals your protection on the base. From low tier to high tier, that's what gears equal, and you almost never want to break them down because there's always a use for them. And in this case, it's for the elevator. So if you do learn this, and again, I know I'm all over the place here, if you do learn this, you can craft them at the cost of 25 metal fragments and 100 scrap a piece. But if you're at high-end gaming, you know, towards the end of a wipe or you're big ballin', you can definitely pull that if you've got a cloth farm and all that other good stuff. But just remember, so you can see it costs a lot to get this thing going. So gears are your best friend. Anyway, so each one of these modules costs 5 high quality, 300 metal fragments, and 3 gears. And again, if you're short on gears, you can craft them if you're higher level and you have a workbench 3. Yeah, that's the whole reason why we said that. But yeah, you just, once you see how much it costs to craft them, you're like, okay, I'll hang on to these. Because when you melt these down, I think they're only worth 10 scrap. So it's not that great. Anyways, again, probably more advanced for most people. They probably don't care. They just want to see this in action. So, okay, let's go outside and do a sample real quick. And then we'll probably leave you guys with that. Because, again, we're going to go through and give it a more robust once-over. Okay, let me throw this down here. You can hit R to rotate. And, again, that button will change depending on what console and what those commands are. So, yeah, you can place it all the way up top, but it's not going to work. They have to stack above or below each other. And now, look, the engine part here is going to go upwards because it's at the top of the elevator shaft. You can see it actually moved up a little bit. Let me see if I can make some spiral staircases to go upward here. It's not bad. And I can already think of some trap bases, some cool ways where if we're going to do a sniper tower or a helicopter pad, which is very doable, I could see this being quite useful. Now, I don't think these stack normally. There we go. And we can even do one higher. Let me bring this up just a little bit more. I know, I love this stuff so much. The building is great. I like it. We'll try to connect it to electrical piece here too, as well. So I'm still getting used to throwing up these spiral staircases. They made it so it's blocked now when you place certain things to stop that whole roof. I don't know if it was a glitch, but there was a way to do like a bunker and stuff that way. Okay, let's see if we can put this down here, just in the jankiest fashion possible. This won't be available to you, by the way. That's just a creative mode type thing. You would normally have a source of power, wind or solar, into a battery, but this just produces consistent power. Can you make the jump? Oh, whew, okay, good. And we're just going to do a really terrible cable management. Right to here. This is the worst example ever. There we go. That's terrible. Oh, that hurts my soul. And it's good. How cool is this, man? Now, I did find out very quickly you can crush yourself on this, so be advised. There are certain things you can place on the floor and it won't crush or stop the elevator, but it will decimate players. So keep that in mind. Could be a cool trap too. And you can see how the elevator shaft just kind of constructs itself upward to create that elevator shaft. And I'm sure these buttons will change, but yeah, just wanted to show you what's brewing. I know once I heard there was elevators coming in, I was excited, and once I actually saw them in game, I wanted to share it with you guys so you guys have a nice heads up. So if you found this useful, helpful, be sure to drop a like. And if you're into open world survival type games, Rust, DayZ, that kind of thing, consider dropping a subscribe and turning on notifications if that is something you think you're into. And we'll see you in the next video / live stream. Yeah! I love you. Bye! Where did I put the helicopter? We're just going to break this. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Check this out. Ready? If you pick it up down here, it destroys all of them. It's kind of rough. That's a big yikes. Alright, anyway, see you later. Bee! Bee!